Art is indispensable part to human society as air and water. Necessity of beauty and work of art is inseparable from humanity. A great philosopher once said that humanity may not survive without art. Art, especially fine artworks, must be accessible to everyone. The National Art Gallery of Mongolia has been implementing a project Traveling Gallery. The project aims to affect positively to those who are remote or isolated from society through the masterpieces of Mongolian painters.
People say that painting is a living thing. An artist puts his joy, sorrow, sweat, labor, soul, and every cell of his existence into his art. That's what's great about original painting. On top of that, music has magic to really touch one's heart and power to change.
Бусад хорих ангиудаас ялгагдах онцлог гэх юм бол тус ангид за бүх насаараа хорих ялаар шийдэгдсэн хоригдлуудыг
Heavily secured correctional facility number 405 treats and works with inmates who've been sentenced for lifetime. Compared to other types of inmates, they are much more sensitive psychologically. There are risks of suicide, possible criminal offense, and many more risks due to the emotional state of the inmates.
Амин хорлох эрсдэл за бусдыг гэмт хэрэг зөрчилд нөлөөлж болзошгүй гэх мэтчлэнгээр олон эрсдлүүдийг дагуулж ирдэг л дээ.
The next step of our work was initiated from the collaboration of the National Art Gallery of Mongolia and the Special Correctional Facility 405. On one side, people who want to outspread art and its magic. On the other side, people who need stress relief because of their work. These two needs met and matched perfectly.
Хорих байгууллагт ажиллаж байгаа албан хаагчдын сэтгэл зүй нэлийн бэлтгэлжилттэй байхыг шаарддаг.
The staff that is working at correctional facility needs to be emotionally prepared. The first and most important thing for us is to have psychological immunity when doing our duty. When we recruit new staff, 1 out of 3 years is spent working with inmates. And that makes our job unique.
Ангид хоригдлуудтай хамт албан үүрэг гүйцэтгэж гэж байгаа бусад байгууллагатаас нөгөө өрмөц онцлогтой гэж хэлж байна.
Their initiative reached and approved by the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science and General Executive Agency of Court Decision. Why can't we promote art to the inmates who are spending their entire life in prison? They too have right to witness magic of art.
Хэрэгцээ юу вэ гэх юм бол
The first need of our inmates is to have exposure to the outside world. For example, when they come to psychological therapy room, first thing they do is to look out through window. I consider this as a psychology of a person who's longing for society. After 1 month, we arrived at Correctional Facility 405 of General Executive Agency of Court Decision with 5 paintings. Obviously, we had to prepare everything accordingly. Paintings arrived after safety, special permissions, and heavy security were organized.
It seems like we have always been educating the free citizens, such as youth, art lovers, children from kindergarten, etc. This time, we want to deliver our service from a different angle.
The idea of the project was introduced to the inmates and we had their written will to participate in the program and give us interview on volunteer base. It is not important to mention their name, their sentence and crime they committed. We only wanted them to demonstrate their impression after watching the paintings. Because of the legal condition, our inmates don't get to see their families often. 2 meetings are allowed in 180 days according to law. We chose to show painting Mother as the first painting because it might help them to release their stress.
Авсан зураг бол их гэдэг зураг байгаа.
Orphan little coat, crying for its mother. If there is someone who is waiting for me, I'm ready to run to that
Болдогсон бол
direction.
өөрийг минь хүлээн байгаа хэн нэгэн рүү гүйхэд очихсон.
Нэгэстэй зөвлөд дуудуулаач гэвэл чи яг ямар дуудвал?
Дүүрэн ээжээ гэж хашгирмаар ичимэн ганцхан миний дууг таньна нуулта.
Энэ орчлонгаа дүүрэн ээжээ гэж хашгирмаа. Ичимэн ганцхан миний дууг таньна байхдаа.
Уухийн аваа шамэдэлбо ханачмэ ягдинса миниличнэстэго хэтэлчтэго.
Дараагийн зураг бол мэдээж гэр бүл нэртэй зураг байлаа. Энэ гэр бүл бол
Next painting is titled Family. Content of the painting was quite deep. Who is in prison with inmates during their sentence is their family. Even though these people are separated from society for life, we cannot separate them from their families.
Ямарч яадаг, дэмжиж яадаг. Ийм болохоор бүх насаараа нийгэмээс тусгаарлагдсан ч гэсэндээ гэр бүлээс нь тусгаарлаж болохгүй маа гэдэг утга санаагаар гэр бүл гэдэг зургийг сонгож авсан байгаамаа.
Баярлалаа даа.
So, what can you do for your family? I want to stay healthy for them if there's a chance to get out from here.
Жамуух гэдэг зургийг сонгож авлаа. За жамуух гэдэг бол жамуух гэдэг хүн бол хүнийхээ хувьд
The next painting is Jamukh. I consider that Jamukh was Chinggis Khan's truthful friend. In today's society, truthful upfront friendship is disappearing in my opinion. Even though these inmates have committed crime, they still have chance to realize their mistakes.
гэмт хэрэг үйлсэн ч гэсэндээ ойлгож ухаарах сэтэл аваасаа гэдэг үднэс жамуухан зургийг сонгож авсан.
On the 800 years of old grave of Jamukh, the steppe larks are chirping, bushes blown by wind are bowing sadly to the grave. I miss my ancestors and my brothers. Especially my grandfather. They have responded to music and painting in their own ways, as you witnessed. But this was not the end of our work. We visited the facility again on 4th of September. What was the result of Traveling Gallery project? What was the positive and negative aspect of it?
Эцсийн эцэст хүнд бол их хүн гэдэг бол үргэлж
We ourselves understood that, in the end, Mother is always there in our hearts, no matter who you are. We are happy that there were many positive changes happened at the correctional facility.
тухайн анги дээр бол маш тийм эерэг өөрчлөлтүүд гарсан бид нар маш их баяртай байгаа.
За ингээд тус ангиас болон уран зургийн галерейтай хамтран зохион болсон арга хэмжээнд хамрагдсан хоригдлуудаас уран зургийн галерейн сэтгэл зүйч Наран Тонголго
The psychologist of the National Art Gallery of Mongolia, Miss Narn Tonglag, and I did a test after the project. The results showed us that negative feeling among the inmates decreased by 70%, positive feelings decreased by 30%. This means that involving art therapy in our work is very important.
Сэтгэл зүйч нийгмийн ажилтнтай сэтгэл зүйн тулгамдсан асуудалтай хоригдол уулзаад тиймээ сэтгэлээ нээх.
Even though inmates have verbal therapy session with psychologists, they don't let their emotions out like they did during the Traveling Gallery project.
Дотор бугшсан энэ сэтгэл зүйн бухимдлыг нь илүү гаргаж байгаа нь нөгөө эерэг нөлөө үзүүлж байна гэж үзэж байна.
Тэгээ манай хүмүүжигч нарт энэ уран зураг маш их нөлөөлж байна.
These paintings affected our inmates so powerfully. Although these people have made mistakes with various social reasons, they are still human beings. We have implemented this project to serve them as human beings. We are very thankful and proud that the result was positive. The project, implemented in collaboration of the National Art Gallery of Mongolia and General Executive Agency of Court Decision, was very effective. Involvement of painting and music in psychological therapy truly did the job of communicating and touching the hearts of these inmates.
Ер нь шүүх шийдвэрийн ерөнхий газрын удирдлагууд бас үр дүнтэй танилцсан байгаа.
The authorities of General Executive Agency of Court Decision were introduced to the result of the project, and they all agreed on implementing the project for all the inmates in the close future for their education and enlightenment.
Засрал, хүмүүжил, гэгээрэлд юу юунаас илүү их хүчтэй болж чадах юм байна гэдгийг бид нарт бас хэлж бидрийг дахиж хамтран ажиллахыг урьсан байна.
Humanity is humanity because we have invented art. How should we interact with this precious thing? You can create yourself, or you can feel with all of your senses. Then you will realize that art is as important as water and air to human nature, and it must reach everyone.